All right, guys. So news came out last night that Simone Biles will not compete in the individual all-around competition at the Olympics in gymnastics. Now, this comes after she basically quit on her team after having some mental health issues. Now, I talked about this yesterday, right? And I want to expand on what I was talking about yesterday because I think I have a more nuanced opinion on this subject, because I think that the coddling and the treatment that the left-wing media is giving Simone Biles is the reason why we can't take women's sports as seriously as we should. And this whole conversation about mental toughness is also a part of the reason why our society is headed the direction that it's headed from a cultural standpoint. We have a lot of people in our society today who are mentally weak, right? And I'm going to get into that later. But first, I want to expand on what I was talking about when it comes to Simone Biles and her, quitting on her team. And now she's basically saying that she doesn't want to compete in the individual because of her mental health issues. And I want to say, first and foremost, I want to be very clear. I think mental health issues are obviously something serious, right? I don't think that it should be discounted, okay? And I hope that she gets better. I hope that whatever she's dealing with, she can overcome that, right? I hope that she gets better and can find herself and compete, because she was looking shaky. She looks like she was not herself. However, with that being said, the way the media is treating her, right? Saying that she's a hero, saying that she is stunning and brave for essentially quitting on her team and by extension quitting on her country, is the reason why we can't take women's sports as seriously as we should. And guys, I'm a supporter of women's sports, right? My girlfriend is a power lifter. I go to all her competitions, okay? And I root for her and I support women's sports, right? I support women's sports, okay? But one of the reasons why our women's sports is not taken as seriously as it should be is because women are treated differently when it comes to criticism. I've seen people out here saying that you can't criticize her because she's a black woman. So they're already trying to say that you can't say certain things about her. You can't have an opinion on this situation because she's black and because she's a woman. Again, getting kid glove treatment, right? When I've never heard anybody say that when it comes to a man, right? When a man quits, right? Like Vontae Davis quit at halftime, quit the Buffalo Bills. That was a sorry team, right? But when he quit, guess what? People said that he's a quitter, right? And I'm pretty sure his teammates probably did not think positive things about him for quitting when men are not performing well in sports, right? Like, when LeBron in 2014 during game 1 of the finals versus San Antonio Spurs, when he left the game because of cramps, because he said that the arena was too hot, guess what? People criticized him for that. They said he quit. They said that he folded. But you didn't have all these fluff pieces coming out about those guys trying to defend them and say, oh no, it's okay to quit, right? They have to take that criticism. And again, you don't have the left-wing media coming to their aid because they're men. When a man has a bad performance in sports, nobody gives him the benefit of the doubt that, oh, he might just be going through mental health issues. That's why he performed bad. No, they say he performed bad because he folded, right? He choked, stuff like that, right? That's what they say. That's what men have to deal with. But lo and behold, if you say that Simone Biles choked, oh God, you're going to be painted as a racist, sexist, bigot, right? It's expected for men to be able to handle criticism. But when Simone Biles gets criticism, and this criticism is justified, oh no, you can't do that, right? That's what they say. And guys, again, this extension of can't criticize me culture, right? That is applied to women in women's sports. Again, y'all remember Liz Cabbage, right? She was the WNBA player that got a coach suspended because a coach said that she was 300 pounds or called her big or something like that. And she got mad and went on Instagram and started calling the coach out, talking about him being white and all this and that. Guys, if any of you guys have played sports, right, as men, how many times have coaches said something totally effed up to one of us? Right? I've heard one of my coaches in high school call another player a waste of a man's bodily fluids. All types of messed up stuff. Right? How many times have we seen people pick on Shaq because of his weight? Because he was too big. But a male WNBA coach says something in the heat of a moment to a female player, and she starts crying like a baby. Right? Gets the coach suspended. That coach gets suspended. Coaches don't ever get suspended for saying mean stuff to men. Again, you cannot have equal pay if you cannot have equal criticism. Or put it this way, women can't have people as interested in their sport or take them as seriously if they can't take criticism like a man. That's a part of sports, being critical of the athlete. That's what makes sports so great, is seeing those who excel and then seeing those who fail and then seeing how they respond. But if you can't criticize those who fail, then obviously people are not going to want to watch your sport. Why would y'all want to watch it when everybody's getting a participation trophy? Women want everything that a man has. They want all the positives and the accolades that comes with being a man, but they don't want the criticism and any of the negative stuff and the responsibility that comes with being a man. They don't want any of that. And then they wonder why people don't take women's sports as seriously as they should. Because, guys, again, and I would argue that the media coddling Simone Biles is hurting women's sports. It's making people think that, okay, women's sports is not serious. And then some people want to go out here and make the argument, well, she could have broke her neck if she couldn't perform the way she wanted to perform. Hey, yes, that's true. But I'll also tell you something else. In any sport that's particularly a contact sport, if you're not on your mental A game, then yes, you could potentially seriously injure yourself or die, right? If you're an MMA fighter, if you're not bringing your mental A game, you get knocked out. You can get punched in a way that can cause severe brain damage and you can die. On the football field, you can die, right? So all athletes are in danger of getting injured, right, or dying on the field if they don't bring their mental A game. And even if you do bring your mental A game, you're still at risk. So quite honestly, I think that's a weak excuse. If an MMA fighter quit because he said he wasn't in the mental space to fight another man, again, people will be calling him the citadel of a cat. That's what we call him. They would say he's scared and he punked out. That's what they will be saying. And the liberal media would not come to his defense. They would not say, oh, it's okay, he's a hero. No, that's not what they would say. And one of the reasons why I fell in love with athletics is because I think athletics is almost like a representation of life, right? The trials and tribulations that you go through in life. Everybody goes through things, right? People say Simone Biles, her life was so hard. Everybody has trials and tribulations in life. Everybody has obstacles to overcome in life. This whole my life is harder than your life thing, I really don't, I think that's a silly conversation because everybody has it tough to a certain extent, right? Everybody deals with issues, but it's not about the issues that you deal with, it's how you overcome and deal with those issues. And athletes that overcome adversity, that's what creates greatness. But what's happening right now in our society, guys, is that mental toughness is being pushed out the door. They're saying that you don't have to be mentally tough anymore. That's why you have so many people out here that are so hurt about things that never happened to them. They're so hurt about slavery. They're so hurt about Jim Crow. They're so hurt about the civil rights movement. They're hurt that the founders owned slaves. They're so hurt because they cannot mentally handle the fact that, you know what, yes, this country has had a controversial history. They can't handle it mentally. And they're being told that, oh, that's okay. And guys, when I was in college, UNC Chapel Hill, when they was taking down Solid Sam, when they was changing the name of buildings, that's when I really started to pick up on this stuff. I really, for the life of me, could not understand how can you be so mentally weak that you let a statue or a name of a building affect your life. Affect your life. You're so mentally fragile that something that happened in the past that you did not go through can break you down emotionally. I just, for the life of me, I could not understand it. Okay, I could not understand it. But our society is saying that's okay. It's okay to be mentally weak. That's why a lot of these people, guys, are going to socialism. That's why they're embracing socialism, because capitalism is hard. If you don't like to work hard, work smart, and take risks, capitalism is not for you. All three of those things requires mental toughness, right? It requires mental toughness to work 2 and 3 jobs and to go to school at the same time in order to get the skills that you need to get a better job. It requires mental toughness to show up early to work, right? And to leave late. It requires mental toughness to get up at 5:30 in the morning every single day, hit the gym, come home, and then make videos for the next 10 to 12 hours for you guys. But I do it every single day, 7 days a week. I do not take a break. I have to deal with my girlfriend on vacation saying, why are you not taking breaks? Why are you not giving me enough attention? That requires mental toughness. But I know that mental toughness and being able to overcome is what's going to lead to success. But again, our society is teaching young kids that that's not an important component of success. That you have to be given something by the government, because everybody can't work hard. Everybody can't put in the mental effort that it takes to be successful. And this is a part of this whole second place participation culture that we have. Like, they're out here celebrating, oh, well, they got silver. That's great. But you didn't win. You lost. Second place is losing. If you're not first, then you're last. Period. We have to hold ourselves to the highest standard. They don't want that. They don't want to be held to the highest standard. Right? That's why they're trying to dumb down math classes. They're trying to dumb down our education system because they don't want to be held to a high standard. They're out here celebrating second place as if that's an accomplishment. Second place just means that you did not work as hard as you needed to get first. That you had more in the tank. That you could have done more. Right? That's the mentality that you need to have to be successful. To keep pushing yourself. But we don't instill that in our young people anymore. They don't think that that's valuable because everybody should get a trophy. Everybody should get recognized for trying. There's no incentive to be a winner anymore. There's no incentive to be exceptional anymore because everybody wants equal outcomes. Everybody wants to get the same thing for less work, less effort. And this is the problem with celebrating Simone Biles quitting. I'm not saying that people should be mean to her because of it. I don't think I've been mean to her. I've just been very frank about what she did and what happened. You should not be saying things that are disrespectful. But at the same time, you also should be celebrating this. And I think that that's a nuanced position. We should not be celebrating quitting. And we should especially not be celebrating one of the most visible, famous, and top athletes in the world quitting on the world stage. That is a bad example being set to kids because quitters in life are going to be losers. They don't get celebrated. They end up at the bottom of the food chain, right? So that's not an example that we should be setting for kids and celebrating that. God help us if we ever get in a position in our society, guys, where we don't have food at the grocery stores for us to just cook. Right, where you have to go out and hunt your own food, you know, get your own deer meat, right? I haven't had deer in a while. I need to eat some deer, right? But Lord help us if we ever have to hunt our own food and really take care of ourselves like we used to in the old days. Lord help us. People wouldn't be able to survive, okay? But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.